On.
Yeah, she's on her way.
Okay. All right. Okay. Right. Welcome everybody to the Civic Events Working Party here on Tuesday, the 19th of March. Just a reminder that any decisions taken here have to be ratified by Leitrim Community or full council or by the town clerk if he's got powers. So, first of all, item number one, that was. Number two is apologies for absence.
I'm not aware we have any apologies for absence. Nobody has said they're not coming.
Okay, great. Thank you. Declarations of interest, request for dispensation from councillors, members. No. Okay.
James Davison's just arriving.
Okay. Right. This is there. Okay, minutes of the previous meeting held on the 16th of January. Have you got them there, Colin?
Yeah, I'm just letting Councillor Davison in again.
Oh, okay.
So let's have a look. Share screen.
Lovely. Thank you. All right, then. Oh, lost it. So. Right, I assume everyone's read these and are happy with it. So could I have a proposal, please?
No, I wouldn't if I were you, because this is the agenda.
Oh, no, it's the agenda. No. Well, I'm talking about the minute. I've got minutes on my other screen. Sorry, Colin.
Hang on a second. Councillor Lucarini has taken the delay as an opportunity to attend.
Okay. Yeah, it's probably because I messaged him.
What are you seeing now? Are you seeing
minutes of
the right one now?
Yeah, 16th of January. Yeah. Right. First of all, can we have a proposal for the minutes, please? Councillor Brown, seconded by can't see Councillor Smith. All those in favour, please show. No, I am somewhere. There I am. Yeah. Lovely. Thank you. Right. So matters arising from those minutes that are not on the agenda. I think everything's on the agenda, isn't it?
I would imagine so.
Or at least we're going to get to them and talk about them, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty certain everything's on the agenda.
Okay.
Do you want to just
share?
Please? Yeah, lovely. So we'll move quickly on to item number 6. And the first one on that is the mayor making on Monday, the 13th of May. There were a few things on the minutes from last time. Let me just get those back up on my other machine.
It was what the mayor would like to have in the interlude.
That's right. Where are you, David? You've moved around the screen. There you are.
I didn't move.
No, I know you did.
Right. Yeah, I thought as it was we're going to be the main town for the Suffolk Day, I thought it'd be nice if we get a little bit of Suffolk folk music. And I was thinking, asking Peter Isaacs to have a little bit of folk music in the interlude, which I thought something different. And I did actually speak to him the other day, and he's going to have a word with his colleagues and see if they're up for it. So, all being well, he'll give us like 15 minutes entertainment.
Okay, I guess you, Sarah, and they will work together to organise something.
Yeah, I'll wait for him to come back to me first to see if it's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I've also spoken to him about Suffolk Day. My video's not working. I don't know why. And I've yet to hear back, but we will coordinate.
Okay, brilliant. Thanks, Sarah. And the only other thing from the minutes was when we do have the mayor making, we have to think about Dylan and co will need to sort out something to do up further audio. And that's not just the audio amongst ourselves or the live stream, that's particularly for the audience so they can hear. Okay, is that who's going to follow that up? Is that you, Colin, or somebody, or Sarah?
Well, it'll be me. I'll have that discussion with the tech team, and obviously we'll try our best. It's a perennial issue. The difficulty is the acoustics on the floor of the auditorium. Fantastic acoustics for whatever's on the stage, but on the auditorium, it's a very different matter.
Yeah. I mean, one thing to might be worthwhile considering, obviously, and it always is, the minor part of it is the live stream, is whether we actually live stream it at all because of that problem. So we're not worried about feedback from sound or echoing or anything like that. We just film it as it comes.
I don't think it's the problem is in the auditorium is we need to amplify the sound so people can hear, because we're in the if you like, we're in the bit of where the audience normally sits. Whoever, fair play to whoever designed that building back in the day, they found a way of making the noise on the stage able to be heard, and it suppresses the noise in the area where the audience sits. So whenever we've had meetings in the area where the audience sits, we unfortunately are working against the very design of the building, I think, and hats off to them, but it won't make any difference whether you live stream it or not. The problem is trying to get that balance right to actually amplify the sound when the microphones are naturally going to be very close to the speakers.
Yeah, the other thing I was thinking of was whether or not we bring in something like, I'm not saying the same thing, but something like we do at Remembrance, where the speakers, and I'm talking about not the people speaking, but the actual thing will be ahead of the microphones.
It's head mics. I mean, I don't want to bore everybody because this is all kind of technical detail, but it's about people wearing head mics and label mics so that the distance that a microphone can pick up sound is very, very limited. But obviously that requires a lot of cooperation from councillors, etc., and an awful lot of feeds.
Okay. I think I mentioned before, centre stage have got something like 24. Mics.
It exists. The technology exists, and we know where we can get the technology. But it's at that number of people wearing it. But anyway, I don't know whether we really want to clog up this meeting.
No, that's fine. So I'll leave that with you and whoever. Yeah, lovely. Anything else on mayor making at all? Vicky, anything from your side? Anything? No. Okay. Right, let's move on to item 6 Bravo, D-Day, Thursday the 6th of June. And obviously on your agenda, Colin, you've got the comments coming out from...
I left the comments from the previous meeting. I left the appendix on there as it was because of the links, and I thought if people wanted to remind themselves, it might be useful. Obviously, we've made some progress, so participants may find it easier to look at the minutes of the last meeting.
Right, anyone on D-Day side of things? Any? So I'm just trying to get the minutes up again. Here we go. So we were going to work on. I say we. I use the royal we there. Having Charmaine and Brian, that we're going to come up with banners, as it were. We're going to have stuff flying off the lamppost, but I'm trying to think of the name of them. Yeah, the thing that goes up there. How's that progressing?
Well, Charmian has said, come and see me in the history room, and I haven't managed to come and see her in the history room. So it's in my head, but I just haven't had the time to do it. But yeah, I'll make an extra effort for this following week and we can talk about it. But I think, judging from what we talked about last time, it's not a particularly onerous project. So I don't really see any big issues with that.
Charmin?
We only have 6 people associated with D-Day, 6 photographs. So there's the veterans and 2 casualties, 4 veterans and 2 casualties. So that would make, just 6 banners really with photos. If you're thinking about the banners that they fly in Eastrum, for instance, something like that.
Yes, I mean, obviously Tony was, Councillor Brown came up with the idea. Are we going to include, and I'm sorry, I've forgotten his name, the new gentleman that appeared on social media the other week about having spent 24 hours on a gurney in a hospital or something, who turned out to live in Haverhill and was a D-Day veteran as well?
I don't know anything about that person, John.
Do you remember that, Tony, Councillor Brown? No?
No. What was that on social media? Was it?
Well, we had Bill having the same problem, Bill Gladden.
Yeah.
But there was also another gentleman who I think it was in the paper as well.
Right. I think we need to do some research on that. It sort of vaguely rings a bell, but to be fair, lots happened since then. So
Yeah. I think we need to find out who he is, where he is.
yeah.
Because if we've been excluding them, I don't know whether the RBL know anything at all. I've lost you there, you are, Danny and Brian, no? Okay.
Chair, there's 6 lamp columns, so 6 photos works very neatly. There's another lamp column just at the very end. We can always add in if we do find a 7th person. But I think the idea was we weren't expecting to find a huge number of veterans. That the country flags were going to go on some of the posts in the high street, and the 6 in the market square. We'd have banners with the photographs of the veterans, so that's quite neat to a certain extent.
I think the issue is that most of the local men were caught up in the Far East, so not too many of them were actually involved with D-Day. So
no, that's right. That's right. I'm going to ask Councillor Lucarini, can you remember the name of that person? You there? You're not there? Okay. I'd have to try and find it. I thought I put it on the not Facebook, WhatsApp group, Tony. Okay. Let me write that down. Okay. Right. Sorry.
Sorry, John. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Right. Harry Whitfield.
Harry Whitfield.
There's an article in the Echo, 26th of January. Haverhill 100-year-old war veteran Harry Whitfield spent the night on a trolley in Addenbrooke's hospital. I'm assuming it's that article you're referring to.
Yeah, it was. Yes, that was exactly that. Thank you. I knew you'd know the answer to that. I don't know how we get hold of him or where he lives or anything like that, or whether, obviously family, whether they'd be interested in joining us.
Are you talking about just joining us? I mean, I'm not going to even begin to do anyone's service, but but does that say war veteran or D-Day veteran?
I think in the article, didn't he mention D-Day? Aaron, Councillor McQueenie?
I'm sorry, I was trying to skim through the article. I don't think it does. I think it just.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, maybe we ought to think about him for Armed Forces Day then, at least. Yeah. Bear that in mind, anyway. Lovely. Thank you for finding that. Okay. Anything on that little bit section of D-Day about the photographs on banners and that sort of thing?
As long as it's all in hand, that's fine. We've got a plan. We've got, we know which countries' flags or banners that we're going to hang, etc. So, yeah, it all sounds good. obviously, Brian and Danny are here, so they may want to say something around the because we're talking about raising the standards and organising a bugler, etc. Yeah.
So you're muted up there, Danny and Brian. If you're on a desktop, there's a button on the very bottom left, it says mute on it. I don't know if you're on a phone or on a. You're on a phone. How do you unmute on a phone?
Tap the screen and then bottom left-hand corner should say mute.
Here is now.
That's it. That's it. Well done.
Here?
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. Got you.
We can see 6 of you.
Oh, I sorry about that.
I see Max.
Okay. What's your views on D-Day, Brian and
Well,
Danny?
we want to know, have you got any draft plan, for a program?
Yeah, we've
Because we think we should have a act of remembrance at some point during that event.
right. We're not going to make a big deal out of D-Day Day itself. What we're going to include it.
Why not? It's 80 years.
No. Brian, sorry. We're making it part of the armed forces side of things because it's a Thursday. There's not going to be that many people about.
Yeah.
So, but we are going to have a bugler. We are going to have flag raising.
Right.
And we are expecting, hopefully, the RBL standards to be there as well. A little bit similar to what we do on raising the flag for Armed Forces Week.
Yeah.
At the beginning of that.
Yep.
And where's
Brian?
Where's Max? I've lost Max. Oh, he's top right, yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Right,
expecting
go on,
to
Tony.
be there.
You're more
Yeah.
logical.
Yeah, sorry, but when I spoke to Brian the other day, he mentioned that he was going to do the an act of remembrance for the RBL up at the cenotaph in the cemetery, if I remember rightly. Is that
We were. We're not now because
okay? Right.
we didn't know about this event when
Oh,
we
right. Okay. Yeah.
talked about it.
Yeah.
No, we're totally going along with whatever you're doing.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we're not underrating it, but we're just saying there's not going to be that many people about. So we're going to be doing something on the 6th, the Thursday, but also making sure we include it as part of the Armed Forces Day as well.
Yeah.
We don't have something on the 6th and then promptly forget about 20 days earlier that we had a thing. Can I just ask, Max, are you okay for all that side of things on the 6th?
Yes, I'm expecting to be there on the 6th.
Yeah. Okay. That's great.
Yeah.
And Quinn, Councillor Crop.
Have we got any times? Yes, sir.
I don't know. This has been organised by Sarah. So any time, Sarah? I think
what time are you thinking then, Brian?
I thought we were talking about maybe 11 o'clock, weren't we?
Well, that's what time we do everything, really.
Well, I spoke about 11 because I'd heard about 11. Then people had been telling me it's 12 o'clock. So I thought we'd better clarify it tonight what time it is going to be.
11.
But this is what this meeting's about. We to clarify the exact time.
I think 11 o'clock would be the best.
All right.
Yeah.
So we've got Councillor Cox in.
Definitely 11 o'clock. Yeah.
Well, we'll make that. Let me just hear from the others. Councillor Cox, then Colin, then Charmin.
Just own personal experience and recently the fact that some of these people are living history. I mean, is there any way that we could share anything with the schools that they've then got stuff to talk about that's actually quite relevant history-wise, and it does involve local people, which would make it even more relevant? And I just wonder if there's any small packs we could send to schools based on what we're creating. There may not be. So it was just a thought. I don't want to make it onerous, but
Well, I think Charmin might have something to say on that because I think she's got all those links to schools as well. So let me go to Colin first. Sorry, Colin. Before.
Thank you, Chair. Just on the act of remembrance, obviously, I think it is important to include an act of remembrance at some point. The Armed Forces Day, will there be an act of remembrance then? If there's not, then clearly there should be one. There should be one at the D-Day thing. The national act of remembrance for D-Day is at 2 p.m. And that's just looking at that. That's at the National Memorial Arboretum at 2 p.m. So I don't know why they've chosen 2 p.m. particularly.
I think, thank you, Tony. We ought to go for the 2 o'clock. I think that would be totally in keeping with the rest of the country then.
Is the only reason we went for earlier is so that people can watch the national one on TV if they wanted to. That was the only reason. But yeah, I'm quite. Well, it doesn't matter to me what time it is on that day.
If we're doing flag raising as well, should that not be earlier in the day?
Yeah, that's one of the problems because otherwise you're going to have the flags up for a few hours. Reason for doing it. Let's go. So I lost Charmin again. There you go. Bottom left, if you're on my screen.
Right. First of all, I've sort of semi-booked Archie to play the bugle on the 6th.
Yeah.
And I've given them the time of 11 o'clock. So if you're going to change the time, I really need to get back to them.
Now, if you're booked at Charmian, that's fair dues. Yeah.
Well, it's what everybody else thinks.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll confirm everything after this meeting, obviously, with Tim. And if I just go back to what Gwyn said about involving schools, the Family History Group have posters for the 6 casualties that will be hopefully have their poster or their photographs on the lampposts. There's no reason at all why we can't let schools have copies of those. And we have, I think there are 4 supplementary posters that cover things like the Atlantic Wall, D-Day, what are the other 2? Oh, innovations. There were some quite quirky innovations for D-Day. So there are 4 posters that equally could go out to schools if you wanted us to issue them.
Okay. Does that answer your question, Councillor Cox, Gwyn? Is that all right?
Yeah, I mean, if they could go out to schools and there's stuff done and it wouldn't be onerous, then that would be. I mean, cost-wise, I don't know how we'd cover that, but I think. I just think it'd be great because they should be involved, and that's a nice way of them getting involved and realising that they've got history involved in the town that they're living in and growing up in. But yeah, thank you. That's lovely.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to go for 11 a.m. then, or 1100 hours on the 6th for the flag raising of the service. Anyone got any problems with that, or anything else to add on that? Okay, so that's the basic thing in the morning. And then obviously Bruno Peak has come up with all this bell ringing and everything else. The comments on the minutes last time was about fish and chip shops being open and serving. Well, at the end of the day, they are. I mentioned it to Chippies and said maybe you ought to be serving fish and chips at 1944 prices, but I think he balked at that one. Seeing as the price of potatoes is double what it was last year, I think I don't think he was happy about that. But yeah, I mean, they'll be doing that anyway. Anyone? Are you having any service at all, Max, on that day in the church at all?
I haven't been approached by the RBL to do so. I wasn't planning on doing anything. No.
We want you to ring with us, Max. Please.
Okay.
Yeah, we've organised the ringing.
Okay, good.
I got onto the link in Suffolk, and that's all organised between me and David. So
Right, okay, that's brilliant.
okay, yeah. So that's someone that you haven't got to worry about.
Yeah, brilliant. That's great. What about the other thing? I've lost the paperwork here. The lamplight of peace side of things as well. Are we gonna? I mean, obviously we did this for the Jubilee on top of the church tower and everything, but are we going to go that far? You know, maybe a beacon or something.
The beacon was a lot of work, and in terms of risk assessments, and we
Yeah.
had to get permission from our insurers to do
Yeah,
it. So
yeah.
it is quite a lot of work.
Okay.
About the lantern.
We did do a lantern. What was that for? That was 1918, wasn't it? The end of the First World War, which we actually did outside the church.
Yeah.
Where we lit a beacon.
Display.
Yeah.
They have a light display.
That'll be what, November 18, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I still got video footage somewhere.
No, it was on about a beacon, and then there's a lantern as well, which
yeah, but you know,
it's just a small little lantern. It's a lantern of peace.
Yeah.
Which, let's have a look. It's on those links that Colin sent, which
yeah. One was a beacon and one was a lamp type thing.
Yeah, it's a I don't know if you can see it. It's a
yeah
like that, which is easy, fairly easy to do. You can purchase it through that link, and it lasts for 20 hours. A special lamp, and it's for peace. Maybe that could be incorporated into the religious service. I don't know, Max. What do you think? Could just be something that's left on the altar or something like that. I don't know these things.
We can, as I said, I wasn't planning to do anything on D-Day.
Right. Okay. Right.
But yeah, we can certainly have it. We can do something. I'm happy to organise something, but we'd be creating something fresh.
Yeah. It just seems it'd be quite. I don't know if you see that link. There's a special little lantern that you purchase, and it's a lamplight of peace basically, and it's lit. You get someone worthy to light it, and and apparently it burns for 20 hours per fill of oil. But just looks like we're joining in with what a lot of the rest of the country are doing.
Would we have to go through the risk assessment again? Because it is, I know it's inside a lamp and everything, but
it is a safety lamp.
Yeah.
That's why I think it's a lot easier to do.
Yeah, that risk assessment will be a lot better than a gaslit flame on top of the roof. Yeah.
Councillor Smith? David?
I'm sure we discussed this at a previous meeting, and I thought we decided if we were buying it through this site, it's just so overpriced, we would do something ourselves, if I remember correctly.
£55.
Yeah. It looked like just a money raising scheme for this person, they seem to be. So, what do you think?
Well, you might be able to just buy a Davy lamp or whatever you want to call it and just paint it red. It was Davy lamp, wasn't it? I think safety lamps. Was it Davy lamp? Am I thinking
the hurricane lamp?
Hurricane lamp. Sorry, that's it. Yeah, sorry. I knew you'd know the answer. Yeah. Brian, sorry, I saw your hand up there.
Two things. We could get a trench lamp. I know it's First World War, but I mean, it is a lamp. If you didn't want to pay the £56, of course. But also, when we're doing this with a lamp, I think, did we not discuss there was a proclamation that was going to be read at some point?
Yeah, have we seen the proclamation yet?
Sunak is making a proclamation or something, isn't he? From those links that Colin sent, I think there's Prime Minister's making a lighting the initial beacon. No, he's encouraging people to light a beacon. But
yeah, because I assumed there was going to be a standard one coming out, but I haven't checked for a couple of days. But
there was a text in the stuff that Bruno Peak sent out that we were going to include in the. I was anticipating including that in the flag raising ceremony.
okay.
yeah, I thought it was going to be a bit like a proclamation for, like Commonwealth Day and all those other things, that somebody would write something and everywhere. But if there's not, then
The proclamation that I sent to Max from the Bruno Peak thing's quite good, isn't it, Max?
Yes, yeah, I thought it was.
Yeah, and I also thought that there was something that Samuel Ward and Castle Manor were doing. Are they writing something?
That's for Suffolk Day.
Oh, that's for Suffolk Day.
yeah.
Okay, sorry,
I'm getting
Sarah.
confused about what day we're talking about now. Yeah.
Well, Sarah, what did you mention before that there were some lights that you were looking into?
I think that's what Dave was talking about with the Tilly lamps or the Hurricane lamps,
Okay,
in that they were very overpriced on Bruno Peak's
they were.
personal website.
Yeah. Oh, that's why I read it. It was the D-Day proclamation, D-Day AT proclamation, read out at 8 a.m. on the 6th of June. Written by Christian Ashton, ex-Household Cavalry.
Yes, but I don't see why we couldn't read that at the start of the flag raising
Okay.
instead. I think that would fit quite nicely.
And that was supposed to be done by a town crier, so somebody connect. I think Colin should do it personally as a town crier, put his wig on and gown on, and but he won't like me for that. Sorry. I'm just having a look to see what is Suffolk.
I don't know.
Southwold, Clare, Bungay, and Newmarket, by the looks of things. Yeah, I think we could do that. Vicky?
Could you have the lamp while the flag raising and then take it back into the church afterwards?
Yeah. Max?
Yeah, we could do.
Do we have something we could... I'm trying to think what the technical term is, where you hang it off a long pole? A bit like things at Christmas time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm trying to think what they're called.
A lantern carrier.
Something like that. Something like that. Right. Do we want to get hold of a lantern? Can we say yes or no?
I think if Brian's got First World War lantern, that'd be brilliant. Yeah, I know it's got some history to it.
Or can we talk to Taff?
Yeah, Brian said he's got a First World War.
Oh, sorry. Did you actually say you got one?
Well, it's not exactly mine, but we have got access to one. Mick Taylor, I'm sure, will let us borrow.
Oh, okay, Mick. Okay, right. Well, if not, maybe we could talk to
Trench
Taff
lamp.
and see if he's got one up at Great War Huts.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that's a definite yes then. If that's happy with that, everyone's happy with that. And the proclamation we'll read out at the service, at the beginning of the service. So I've just lost the thing there. If I just put that in there, just put it in the chat, just in case people haven't got it. Right, lost the PDFs again. There we go. Brian Mills, I lost you again. There you are. Has organised the bell ringing. Okay, and is there anything else on that? I just keep losing the minutes. There we go. And lost it again. There you go. Bell ringing, chip shop we want wide about. Posters we've already spoken about. Pony, you were going to put or suggested we put a shout out to other Haverhill participants, but other than Harry Whitfield, we didn't ask normal veterans on, obviously not D-Day, but generally.
Well, I think, to be fair, if anyone was a Second World War veteran or anyone
got relations or anything,
ask them to attend, because their relatives may not have been on D-Day, but they certainly would have lived through.
I have got two cousins whose father, with my uncle, was on the Mulberry Harbour.
Okay.
Yeah, and I've got a photograph of him.
I think equally it's the same thing. Armed Forces Day, of course. Anybody is that some? Well, I've lost it. People keep moving about. Sarah, are you able to put something out on social media just to see if people? Because even if they're not on social media, their family might be, or their kids, grandkids, whatever.
Yeah, sure can.
Lovely, thank you.
And I see the girls quite regular, so I can ask them.
Yeah. Banners. Tony's already mentioned about the. He also mentioned, apart from the flags, you also mentioned about having involvement of people who might have relatives from foreign countries as well, Poland or whatever. Armed Forces flag. Charmin, you said you've organised Archie. That's great. DS in the middle of this, we have a Suffolk Day. Banners left up. Well, is there anything else on D-Day itself, the 6th of June itself? So it looks like the order of services, we don't do anything until 11 o'clock. We have a service, we have the proclamation, we have the lantern. Brian will be doing the bell ring. What time are you going to do the bell ringing, Brian?
Well, that's talking about 6:30.
That's right.
We're gonna, because we've got 4 towers and we're gonna ring them all.
Okay.
We will do it in that time.
Okay, lovely.
So we've got Little and Great Furlough, Keddington, and Haverhill.
Right. Okay. Round about tea time, sort of thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
With Max, bless him, that is. He's
and Danny, no problem with the getting hold of your standard bearers and everything?
No, none at all.
Lovely, appreciate that. Right, anything else on D-Day? Don't think so.
Before that, or Max said that we could put posters up in the church. Do you want those to go up on that day or not? I mean, will the church be open? It'll be Friday, won't it?
It will be on Friday, and I mean, if we're going into church to rest this lantern, then we can keep the church open for a little bit around the ceremony.
So would you like the posters putting up? There'll be about 10
I think
posters.
that would be nice.
Okay.
Is that all right, Simon?
Yes, that's fine.
If there, Simon, if there's obviously any cost of any of this, just let us know.
The posters are print. Well, I've just got two more to print, so that's nothing. There won't be any charge because we've got boards that we can bring down.
No, I appreciate that, but don't be out of pocket or anything. That's the important. Yeah. Okay. Gone back to the agenda. Right, now we can move on to armed forces. Well, no, let's do them in order, shall we? Should we do Suffolk Day first? Although I appreciate we have also got Armed Forces Day flag raising, but I think we'll put those together. I guess that might be you, Sarah, to bring us up to date on that one, are you?
Yeah, there's not actually too much to update about. Castle Manor and Samuel Ward are, as we said earlier, writing a joint proclamation.
Yeah.
We've sent out some save the dates, and as per last meeting, we've got some Suffolk punches. Max has kindly agreed that the church choir can sing. Oh yeah, something that is a bit of an update is the pargeting that we hope to do is looking at a bit of a no-go because of the lime plaster danger. And it's a bit of a health and safety nightmare for us to work with lime plaster, and being artists, they didn't want to work with normal plaster. So we'll have to find something to perhaps take that place.
What about thatching? Some of
Yeah,
the
that could be an idea. I'll write
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably quite a good idea, Tony.
And that's really about it. We've got but I said all this last time.
Yeah.
We've got the Slack McGirdle people coming. I've spoken to Pete Isaacs as well.
Yeah.
And that's basically it for now.
Okay, so we got the event first thing in the morning, or 9:30 in the morning. For example, do you know what time that Nigel would be turning up with his horse?
Well, it's not actually going to be Nigel. He can do it. So I found someone else called Claire, and she's got two horses, and she's going to try and come early in the morning and leave at about 4. So
Okay, brilliant.
Come after school.
So they're all day. Okay, brilliant.
Sarah, would you like the tower to be open?
Yeah, that would be a good idea.
We're doing the tower. There's an open tower on the 22nd, but I suppose there's no reason why we couldn't open it. Perhaps, do you think, Brian?
We may be ringing in there.
But we could work round you, couldn't we?
Yeah.
The bells. Yeah.
What we'll have to do, Max, is see what sort of time I can get an available team, and then go from there, and we'll work around at the rest of it. That's all right. Is that okay?
That's fine with me.
Yeah.
Okay. Question is, obviously it's a Friday, it's market day. Are we going to reserve any part of the market square?
I've asked Sharon, and she says it would be very good if we could just go down the Argos end and keep the top end for our events.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I mean, it'd be nicer if it was the other way around, but I understand why.
Yeah, it's to do with the electricity point.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was thinking about. Yeah, although there are electrical points up there, but some of them.
I mentioned the high street. She wasn't keen at all for the high street.
No, we'd have to do a road closure.
Loft.
Okay, well, as long as they can all scrunch. I mean, to be honest with you, I don't know what it's going to be like in June, but at the moment there's not that many on a Friday anyway, so they can probably scrunch up a little bit. Just as long as they're, and it'll encourage people to go to the market, hopefully. Colin?
Sorry, could you just have clarity on that, Sarah? So we will be at the end with the flags at the top of the market square, and the market will just kind of perhaps potentially shunt off the market square if necessary onto the section of the high street outside Argos.
Yeah.
Okay. For a moment, I thought we were doing it outside the derelict Argos building.
Oh, no. We'll kill people.
But they're not going to put any stalls on the high street. It's all going to be on the market square, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they could go a little bit on the high street as we did at Christmas, but she didn't. It was the road closures and stuff that Sharon was.
Yeah, you've got to be careful about that. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. Anybody else on Suffolk Day at the moment? No. All right. Should we go? Sorry, I'm back. Sorry.
Sarah, I don't think I did say the church choir were available to sing. I said I'd inquire, and I hadn't realised I needed to. So I'll see what I can sort, but I
sorry.
can't commit the church choir. Um,
Or
but
church to get.
I will try and get a
church
group
to-
together, definitely.
Okay, sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. It was going to be who's available.
Yeah.
I guess some
I'll get onto that.
some are working. Yeah. Okay. Right. Shall we move on to Armed Forces Week? I'm going to call it that because we got the the Monday and the Saturday as well. Right. So on the Monday, the 24th, we got flag raising for Armed Forces Week, as we normally do. Although this year, unlike last year, but we did it the year before, we're going to put out microphone and speaker like we did a couple of years ago. Yeah, obviously a mistake made by me last year not to do that. So we'll do that again. Tony, you're going to bring your
Yeah, I'll get a couple of vehicles down.
down.
Can we confirm while everyone's here exactly what time it's going to be, the flag raising? Because before there's been
bit of confusion over that.
Yeah, sorry, just I think it's 2 normally. Is that correct?
Brian and Danny,
2's good.
2 o'clock's good.
Yeah.
is that
Yeah.
good for you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we're standard bearers again, Danny.
You should be able to. We'll have to do that at the next meeting, the RBL meeting. We should get them all there.
Lovely, thank you.
We've got a meeting the Wednesday after. Easter.
Brilliant. Brilliant. And I think, Max, you normally say some words, don't you?
Yes, I can say some words, but not an act of remembrance.
No.
No, because it's a commemoration, not a it's a celebration, not a commemoration, sorry. Right, I lost the document again. So that's on the Monday, so it's 2 o'clock. And it's got the invite chair of West Suffolk Council, adverts and main event. Last time we did and we could do it again if you want to. I think we did a short video which we used as an advert for the Saturday, just to show people what's going on. There is a little bit there, and I know I mentioned this, or Max sent an email to me, which I forwarded on to Sarah, about the grants available for Armed Forces Week. And I know you replied to Max, Sarah, about I think we need to probably chase it up, even if we can get a couple of quid out of somebody. It might be worthwhile.
Yeah, it was a bit of a strange one. It said
Yeah.
we were just about to be in receipt of money, but we hadn't applied for them. Anyway, you don't need to know the details. I'll follow that up.
Right.
Yeah, we got a donation from Suffolk County Council, I believe, haven't we, Sarah?
Yeah, Jim gave us 400 quid.
That's it. Yeah.
Brilliant. Okay, should we move on to Armed Forces Day itself, the Saturday, the 29th? As we said last time, we're not going to do the big convoy we normally do. We're just going to bring it round from the Arts Centre car park round to the Market Square.
Yeah.
One thing I can't remember, we discussed it last time, Tony. What time are we going to leave?
I was just going to come on to that, because obviously in previous years we've arrived on the Market Square around about 12.
Mm-hmm.
So do we want to get down there for 12 this time, or are we going to get down there a bit earlier because we're not going on such a long convoy? So I mean, we could theoretically leave at 11 again, but that would mean the time we all got on to the square and everything like that would be 11:30. So bring everything forward by half an hour, or we could aim to leave at 11:30 from the Arts Centre car park, and time we got down to the square, etc., and settled in, it'd be around about 12 anyway.
Oh, I was going to ask Gabe, but I see Colin's got his hand up first.
Yeah, I was wondering if it might be useful if Sarah can brief the meeting on the discussion that's happened with Suffolk regarding the Armed Forces Day, and I think then some of the things like timing, etc., may actually spin out from that conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've been in touch with Lee Holloway, the Suffolk Armed Forces Commissioner.
Yeah.
And he's very keen to help us with as much stuff as he can throw at us. So I've said, just give us everything you've got, because this is like an opportunity to do things that we wouldn't be able to do. And he's very keen to do that. So he talked about, although we've said it's a celebration, not a commemoration, he's going to ask the units of RAF Wattisham and Honington to come along in uniform. And they could do something a little bit like Remembrance, but quite quick and easy. And then the participants would just stay around and enjoy the rest of the day. He said the idea of having civic representatives go along in the military vehicles was something that he would work on. He would ask about the Apache helicopter and the Royal Anglian Regiment. And the upshot is that he's very keen to help as much as he can. And I said, we're keen to have as much as you can give us. And so he's going away, and I haven't heard back. Gary took him to the Market Square, and so he's got a good idea of what's going on there. And I think that was about it, wasn't it, Colin and Gary? I mean, personally, I think it would be good if the convoy got to the Market Square as soon as possible, just to max out their presence, because the day will be advertised between 11 and 3, so it'll be good to get stuff on the square as soon as possible.
Okay, so it sounds like an 1100 departure from the art centre.
Yeah.
And there'd be a parade led by the Pipers. We're hoping to get a contingent of armed forces and potentially cadets is what Lee would work on to parade onto the Market Square.
Oh,
So
no, I've got the pipe and drum band, the Phoenix pipe and drum band as well. So
are they going to march? Where are they going to march from, Colin? Are they going to march down the high street, or?
That's a Sarah question.
Well, that's a this group question.
Okay, well,
put them in.
I mean, we've done it in the past. Just bear in mind, obviously, it's market day, but the way our market on a Saturday is at the moment, there's hardly any stalls there. So I don't think there'll be a problem. And of course, the road is shut anyway.
I think it's a nice spectacle and people like it.
Yeah, they do. They do.
There was a suggestion, I think, Sarah, you suggested the potential to form up at Haverhill House and come up Queen Street.
That wasn't my suggestion, but it's a suggestion.
I thought there was a suggestion of Queen Street to avoid the potentially sort of squeeze through the Market Square. Although I think we managed it last year last time with the Pipers.
I think also. Yeah, you know, we've had Tony bring his ferret up there. You know.
Oh yeah, we've got a parade master on the call, so I think.
Yeah. I'm going to come back to I can see Brian and Danny.
Yeah, I was going to say this is the first we've heard of a parade, and I think Danny should be briefed and in charge of it.
Well, this is the first we've also heard about it.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, but that's okay. Yeah.
But what you've got to
remember,
remember,
the purpose of these meetings is to tell you what the discussions that have taken place with the county are.
Yeah, and don't forget this year the county are very like Suffolk Day. The county are very much we're the designated town for Armed Forces Day, so they're very much involved. Where previous years they wouldn't have a clue that we were actually doing it.
Yeah, Lee's very nice, and he was very helpful. And his main concern from his side, was that we had people attend, and we reassured him that we have loads of people attending. So he went away quite happy and keen to help us.
But someone's going to liaise with Danny, I hope, about this parade.
Yeah, well, I think. Am I getting the impression, Sarah, and this may be an impression, that this will be a full-blown military parade by people?
I don't know yet.
No,
I don't know.
no, I
So
don't
we
know.
just had the meeting last week. Lee said he's going to go away, do what he can, and I haven't had the update back from him yet.
Yeah.
Hello.
I mean, you may
Just-
get people like, and I know they've got them, RAF Honiton have got their own band, for example. And the Navy have brought people down particularly for Berry from the Vengeance side of thing. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what they're offering.
I think that's the key thing, is it not? I think this discussion of the parade is purely in its embryonic stage at this particular moment. So nobody needs to really panic that things are being done. We've spoken to Lee, he's going to come back, and then when we know exactly what he's got to offer us, then we'll bring everyone together, and we'll bring all the skill sets together, and we'll carry it forward from that particular point. Nothing has been agreed as yet. It's purely in its embryonic stage at this particular time. And like Sarah said, Lee is very enthusiastic about bringing it here, and I know everybody will deliver on the day, and that's what we said to him. So clearly we'll bring you all together for this the next couple of weeks.
Yeah. Okay.
One thing for the vehicle convoy, Sarah, could you, when you next talk to Lee, ask if he could possibly provide a couple of vehicles, military vehicles, to join in the convoy?
Yeah, I did, and he said yes, he'll have an investigation and get back to us.
Yeah,
a couple of Chieftain tanks to put out a few potholes would be nice.
Yeah, need them. But yeah, so if you could say to them, if they can meet at the Arts Centre car park by 10:30, that'd be
yeah, when he gets back.
Yeah.
And we are going to, presumably, as we did last year, although it's only a very short distance, allow selected people to ride around on the vehicles.
Yeah, we've talked about having some big wigs in the vehicles, but yeah, we can.
Yeah, and also, I mean, I think Bill's family will they liked it last year as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, what else was there? We spoke about bands, so we go. Obviously we've got gazebos as well this year to go up. Spilling out into the high street if necessary.
I've had a reasonable thing so far. So Ridgewell Airfield Museum has come back, and the Veterans Foundation.
Brilliant.
Duxford have said they are interested in bringing something down, so that would be quite nice.
That'd be
and
nice.
Then I've got a few that I haven't heard back from, like the Veterans Breakfast Club, the Regiment Museum, and I'm assuming the Royal British Legion and the Family Group and the cadets will all be.
We'll be there.
Yeah, good, cool. Brilliant.
I've got all trouble to get all the signs.
Yeah, and something just went to my mind then. Yeah, gazebos we're talking about. We're going to do the same thing again, put them around the edge of the market square next to the church.
Yeah.
As much as possible anyway, I guess. I think that worked well last year, unless anyone's got any adverse reactions to that.
I'm also thinking about getting some swing boats and like a test your strength thing down, just to add to the carnival atmosphere.
Okay. Have we got any singers again this year?
Well, I've asked Di if the Silver Band would play Glenn Miller type jazz things, as we discussed before, and she's got a committee meeting in April, so she's going to ask them.
Brilliant.
And then I'm just working on a few other bits of entertainment, but I haven't got anything confirmed yet.
No, brilliant. Thank you, Sarah. I know it sounds a long way away, but it's not that far away, is it now? Anybody else on armed forces? Dan, I
have had a few remarks from shopkeepers in Queen Street to say that it'd be nice if they could be involved overall with Armed Forces Day, because they never see anything. If we wanted any static displays or anything down there. Because it's going to be a big event this year.
Yeah, I mean, we do ask shops what they want, and most of them.
But they said they'd just like to see us,
Well, it is clustered around the market square, of course.
Yeah.
So, you could argue that the high street shops don't see it either. But I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Well,
anyone got any thoughts on that?
Well, you never know how many vehicles are going to turn up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
If we get a good amount, which we're hoping for, and I'm pretty confident we will, but it's all down to the weather on the day, because a lot of them are open top vehicles, and if they go out and it's raining hard, unfortunately they're not going to turn up. Well, some of them won't. I'll be there with a few others. There'll definitely be some, but if it's a nice day and everyone comes says they're going to come, we could end up with potentially quite a few vehicles on the square. So it'd be if we can, spread some of the love up Queen Street, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah, you've got to remember, Councillor Brown or Tony, that we've also Queen Street is normally quite full with tables and chairs as well on a Saturday.
Yeah, but past those we'll somehow work it. Yeah.
Just bear that in mind.
Yeah.
And there was something on when I was looking at gazebos, and I can't remember what it was now, but anyway.
The other thing is, I don't know if Sarah and the social media team can start putting some sort of Armed Forces Day graphics together for social media, so we can start sharing them and start, alerting people.
Part
in their diaries.
Part of Lee's worry from previous years was that the marketing was very poor. Not from us, from different towns. And so I've got Joe to put together a marketing plan, so that's already in the station, ready to go out.
Yeah, because I say we really want to get something out early so people can get in their diaries, and then we can add to it, or put something with more detail on it. But we just really need to start getting something out, and people can get in their diaries, etc., etc. So it starts to build up to the day. So if we can get something out sooner rather than we'll share it.
Brian?
Yeah. Could we have a banner made to go on that place where I announce Remembrance Day at the foot of the church? Because I mean, that's what we put that up there for.
If we've got the money in the budget, I don't see why not.
Yeah.
One other thing Sarah, if you get definitive dates or definitive items, can you let us know so I can put it on the website as well?
Yeah.
I mean, at the moment it's just very vague about what we're doing. So, anybody else got anything on? Sorry, Brian.
John, I know it's probably said tongue in cheek at the last meeting that we should get the red arrows to come across, but on that day they are flying at Shuttleworth. And I think
I've actually asked for the red arrows, and they told me no.
All right, okay.
Sorry.
I thought if they're flying at Shuttleworth, they mightn't like to do a detour. But
no, that's what we were saying about maybe we could get an Apache or something to come over and land on the wreck if we want to. It'd be lovely.
Yeah. But reading that they organise these about a year in advance, and I've seen this before that actually they do a display at one place and they're straight off to the next. They may do 3 or 4 different venues in that one run. So unfortunately we've dipped out this year. But to be fair, we need to be applying now for next year, really.
Yeah, I wonder if before Simon comes in, I wonder whether the conversation with Duxford, as you were saying, Sarah, is whether they got somebody over there who might have a Spitfire or something they just want to take out for the day.
Ambitious, but I will ask.
Yeah, sorry.
Well, to be fair, that's a good point, John, because they do the 2-seater Spitfire.
They do.
And they're taking off every hour or something like that from Duxford. So if one of them could, divert or something like that, just come over Haverhill. It's worth asking.
Maybe a Dakota or something if they got a Dakota over there.
Yeah,
I would ask.
Yeah,
and not necessarily a Spitfire, maybe a Dakota or whatever else they used in it. Sorry, Charmin.
Question for Sarah, really. Sarah, Bill Gladden goes over to Normandy with the London taxis. Did you manage to get in touch with them to see if they'd come up and have a stall, a gazebo?
Can do. London taxis.
It's a charity that go to Normandy every year.
Yeah.
And we were going to use that as our a potential charity.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
They do wonderful work. They take all the veterans over to Normandy. They take them around Britain to different events, and it's all paid.
Don't charge anything.
No, they're marvelous, to be fair. And if we can raise money for them on the day, that'd be something terrific, really.
Do you want contact details, Sarah?
If you do have some, yes, that would save.
I'll find them for you.
Thank you.
Can I just confirm on that day about the flag raising again? We're going to go for 1 o'clock, yes? Still, as usual. There's no service as such, but if presumably somebody's going to say something. That would be you. Is that going to be you, David Smith, Councillor Smith?
Are you assuming that I'm going to be mayor?
Well, yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, of course it's June. Sorry, mate. No, I was thinking more. I think I did it 2 or 3 years ago, whenever it was, 4 years ago. I wrote some words of wisdom, or someone wrote some words of wisdom out for me. Are you doing it? You're not doing anything on that day, are you, Max?
I'm usually around, but I'm not usually asked to say anything. No.
Oh, well, you're my cameraman on the roof of the church normally.
No, exactly. Yes.
Yeah, I just wrote some words. Yeah, I did some words myself on the day, or more or less on the day.
Yeah.
So, something appropriate. Yeah.
Okay.
And I usually make sure I'm around and dressed up at the flag raising. So if you want me to say anything, I can, but I don't have to, because I've already done a bit at the earlier in the week.
Right, and we're going to try and do what we normally do and try and get the veterans to raise the flags with help of cadets of some sort.
Yeah.
Are we going to get any, RAF or Army cadets there this year? Do we know, Sarah?
I don't know yet. I've asked the Air Cadets. But again, Lee Holloway's going to help us with all this stuff.
Fine.
What you need to do if you want the Air and Army Cadets is get in there now, because they have such a lot of paperwork to fill in. That's my advice anyway.
Yeah. We got that from remembrance. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
If not, we can revert back to the emergency cadets if it comes to it.
Yeah. We're inviting the fire engines to lead the parade again, or not?
That's not up to me. I just wondered. I mean, they do like doing it.
Yeah, they do.
But it's only a short distance this time, of course.
Yeah, I know, but still, it gets them Republic. I know, like doing it. So we invite them, and the police to lead the convoy.
Yeah.
The other thing is just to confirm around the mugs. They're going to have the Haverhill Armed Forces Day or Suffolk Armed Forces Day, Haverhill, and also we would like something with the D-Day on it.
Okay, so the mugs we got left from last year are dead and buried.
Well,
we can always use them the year after. This is a special year.
Yeah, I've got it in my mind to do the mugs.
Yeah, and I don't know if Colin can confirm we're still giving the ex gratia payment for fuel for the Armed Forces Day convoy participants. Is that okay?
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Okay. Do we need, like I did last year, do we need maps and everything of the route?
I think it would, just so that the public, it's there in stone, so they can't say, "Oh, I'm sitting up at the Chalkston. Why aren't you there?" And one thing and another.
Gary will need to sort out stewarding anyway at the road junctions.
Yeah, definitely a map.
Yeah, that's fine. I think we definitely need a map. I definitely need for all those logistics.
Okay.
I'd advise we do so.
All right. Well, you and I could work on that if you want me to do it again.
Yeah, cool. Thanks, John.
Okay. So we're happy with Armed Forces Day at the moment? Great.
Yep.
Right, so we've spoken about all the what I call the summer events, if you like, maybe not summer. Should we move on to Remembrance Sunday, which is a long way away still, but it will be here. Nobody's business, as they say. I don't know if there's much to talk about Remembrance Sunday at this point, other than it's on obviously Sunday the 12th. And the RBL, I'm assuming, will be doing your thing on 11 o'clock on the Saturday, the 11th, which is market day. So hopefully there'll be quite a few people about.
Yep, that'll still be there.
Yeah, great. And Danny, I'm assuming I've lost you. Oh, you're top left there. You're going to be doing like the brilliant job you did last year.
I should be there. That'll be fine. Hopefully, no mistakes this time.
Oh, there were very few last time, but you know, we documented them at our last meeting, which is in the minutes. But most of them were minor things.
Yeah.
Anyone?
John,
yeah, back. So there you go.
The 11th is Monday, so it's actually
after. Oh, sorry. The 9th. Sorry, the 11th is Monday, not Saturday. Sorry, yeah, because we're early this year, as it were.
Yeah. So it's slightly strange that the Act of Remembrance is after the parade.
Yes.
But that's how it goes.
But we've got to stick to it.
Yeah. Okay. So that'll be the Monday then. Sorry, I'm totally lost on dates. Anybody else got anything on Remembrance at this stage?
Have we got the band booked? Have we got the
Think Cadet bands?
Yeah.
Sarah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've already spoken to Ollie as well, casually. Yeah.
Have we asked the fire brigade or whatever to lead the parade? Or
No, we haven't yet, but I can do that.
And the police, of course, and also it was mentioned about having the bus there to carry any people who can't walk to the cemetery gates, as it were, which turned up last year out of the blue. But
What we want to book them in again, specially, do we?
well, there was mention, wasn't it, that
it should be everybody
about whether or not it should be part of the thing, whether it's a double decker or single decker, but just to bring people along who perhaps have difficulty walking that distance. Charming.
The bus was used by the ATC to go
It was as well,
because they went somewhere in the morning, and I think that was why it was involved. Well, presumably they'll be doing the same again this year. They go to where do they go to? Ratting Common every year.
Yeah.
I think we need to be clear that the bus was added at the last minute, be due to the fact that the fire engine didn't attend for obvious reasons, and Adam put the bus at the front to replace it as a kind of a lead vehicle at very last minute. Obviously, if you're going to then use a bus in a way to ferry people to the cemetery, you need to be aware that last time the bus didn't go back. It was a one-way trip, basically. So if it is used again, and people have that in their mindset, we don't want to end up in a situation where we're ferrying people that can't get back. Just so everyone's clear on that. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, Colin.
Just on that, as it was the transport for the band, if it didn't do the return trip, suppose that's because their stuff was on board, so they could get on and leave. In which case, it may not be appropriate to put people on it. So there needs to be a conversation there.
That's right.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, we were all surprised it turned up. One thing, I can't remember whether we discussed it or not. Generally, and I hope we're going to have this fixed by November anyway, because we put it in the budget, is radios. Decent radios that we can actually talk, not having to rely on mobile phones and that sort of stuff. But that affects all our events anyway. Okay, anything else on Remembrance at this stage?
Nope.
No, brilliant. And then we're going on to well, there's probably not much to talk about this.
We're going to leave with the parade. We're
Sorry.
going to leave now. We don't need to do anything else. We're going to leave now. Okay.
Okay, mate.
Gents,
All right.
thank you very much for attending. Appreciate your time.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Cheers, Brian. Cheers, Danny. Thank you.
Thanks. Civic service, nothing. I guess there's nothing really to talk about at this stage. That's Vicky and Max.
We've got a date. There's not much more than that at this point.
No. Okay. Brilliant.
Can I just say that I have emailed the schools about the civic service, but I haven't heard back yet.
Ah, lovely. Thank you, Vicky. And then this is other agenda item, ATC Sunday, the 2nd of Feb next year. I don't know anything about that. Is that you? Do you know anything about that, Colin?
Yes, it's an event that we've been notified is being planned. We don't know any more information about it, but it is. I think it's a kind of again a national recognition that the local ATC have been identified as kind of hosting.
Okay. I wonder if there's an anniversary of something for the ATC of some period. I'm not saying I have no idea, of course.
But I think it's an annual service that rotates around different branches.
Oh, okay. Right.
Because they were talking about sort of 300 odd cadets being involved.
Oh, right.
And I think that's why they wanted to get it in the diary early.
Okay. Is it going to be a town council event?
I don't know.
No, I wouldn't have thought
It's
so.
not a town council event, but we would of course offer our support,
Our services as well. Yeah.
and any assistance they need in putting it together.
Yeah. No, that's fine. Okay. Right. Nothing else on that. Review of civic events so far. Well, we actually haven't had any yet. Anybody else got anything else before we start closing the meeting? Anybody else? Speak now. No. Right. So date of next meeting is Tuesday, the 9th of July, which is quite a way. Is that right? 9th of July. We're not doing anything until July. Okay. In that case, I'm going to ask Sarah, wherever you, oh, you're there now. Is it possible, and I don't want it, I don't want this onerous or anything like that, that we maybe get an update maybe once a month, just purely literally bullet points of how things are going on?
Should be fine.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
And then obviously everybody else can contribute back in as they promise to do, or do things or anything else like that.
And Chair, we can always have a meeting, even if it's on a specific event.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, but let's get talking, as they say.
Yeah, to be fair, can't we have one a couple of weeks before June? Because sometime in May, because we've got quite a lot of stuff going on in June. Just to even if it's just a shortened meeting, but it's good to have a chat.
Just to talk about Suffolk Day and Armed Forces Day.
Yeah, it's a big event, Suffolk Armed Forces Day and Suffolk Day, etc. It'd be good just to sort of,
I'll put some dates around.
Right, thank you, Colin. Appreciate that. Yeah, just about those. We won't talk about the other things. Right, so date next meeting is up in the air, as they say.